Well, you're very popular in the dental industry. You know, your name comes up a lot in terms of your company and in terms of you. So whatever you're doing it right. So I appreciate you coming on board. The Associate Summit is interesting because it's a problem that everybody has. And the question, so my thought is, and I like your input on this call, is what do you think would be the most impactful thing to talk about besides contracting and penalties and consequences? And um, the conversation is always about ownership versus non-ownership. That comes up a lot. Where do you see your capacity to make the biggest difference here?
Well, the critical issue when you talk about associates is the ability to attract and retain top talent. And that's really where it begins and ends. I mean, that itself will impact the contractual terms. A lot of contractual terms, years ago that were in favor of the employer, you can't get anymore because the associates are in such high demand, and it is critical to any organization, be it even a solo practice, a group practice, or a sophisticated DSO, that you've got to be able to attract and retain talent. And your ability to attract and retain talent really influences everything from the contract to your culture and everything else.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the question becomes, what is it that you guys bring that allows for the attraction of, the retention of, the recruitment of? What is it that you do special or unique in the world?
Well, we sit down with DSOs and group practices and help them come up with the appropriate mechanism to compensate their associates that will allow them to attract associates and allow them to retain associates. And really, it begins with letting them have skin in the game. I mean, these associates in the modern dental world, they want to have skin in the game. They don't want to just work for somebody anymore. They want to know they can participate in the upside. The upside used to mean ownership at the practice level, and you would just kind of be an owner in the practice. But now the upside means, the explosive M&A environment we find ourselves in. I mean, these associates, even though they're young, they're not blind to the incredible multiples that are being paid for practices on the marketplace, whether you're selling to a DSO or doing a private equity investment or other investment. There are often high single-digit, double-digit multiples being handed out, and these associates want the ability to participate in that type of equity event. It's not enough for them to say you're going to be a 20% owner or a 30% owner in the practice. They want the upside to participate in an equity event. In particular, we'll create a lot of sub-DSO structures where there'll be a master DSO and there'll be a sub-DSO to which the associate can have an ownership interest in. And through that vehicle, that ownership interest in the sub-DSO, they can participate in an equity event if the entire organization gets sold or does some type of transaction.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. As I said, you're highly regarded. Why do you do it?
It's fun. I mean, it's really fun to help people. Those that have heard me speak know I began as a litigator in a law firm, and that was a nice way to earn a living for the first few years of my career. But so much dispute and so much hostility, and that's not really fun for me. What is fun for me is sitting down with folks and helping them build something that's going to have value. And in the case of the Associate Summit, helping people figure out what the right program to compensate their associates is in place so they can retain top talent, they can keep top talent can participate when there's an equity event. It's just a lot of fun, and obviously with the explosive growth the industry has been experiencing, it's a really great time to be in the dental industry.
It's the California gold rush.
I'm having a lot of fun with it, Mark, and when I come to your conferences, it looks like you're having a lot of fun with it as well.
And I really appreciate you doing this. It's really wonderful that you'll do this. All right, young man, I think we're really set. Again, thank you so much for your time and your commitment to the industry and what you're doing for our clients and other people. It's really great.
Well, thanks, Mark. I'll see you soon. I really appreciate it.
All right, take care.